Hey guys, I just wanted to take a few minutes to share my experience and what my journey has been dealing with anxiety. And I want to preface this by just saying this is my personal experience. I wanted to share some of the things that have helped me to deal with it, and I feel overcome it. I'm not a doctor, of course. So if you are feeling anxiety, of course I would suggest that you go talk to your doctor. But at the same time, I felt compelled to share what has helped me in the hopes that maybe some of the stuff that I've done can help others. Because I know firsthand how debilitating living with anxiety can be. A little bit of the backstory for me. I have dealt with anxiety my whole life. When I was little, it took the form more of like a social anxiety. I was very shy. I was very timid. I was kind of afraid to go talk to anyone new. I'd be very quiet and just very unsure of myself. I didn't have a lot of good confidence. People probably saw me as very standoffish too. Fast forward maybe to college, and it was probably around the time of 9/11 actually that my anxiety became more of like a generalized anxiety. I would start worrying about things I'd see on the news, of course. I would just worry about bad things happening all the time, like 100 million scenarios could run through my head, and all of them of course were just horrifying. It probably stayed as more generalized anxiety until I'd say 2 or so years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, soon after we moved here. And I'll be honest, moving to Quantico was not easy for me. It was actually a really hard time because I went from a place that felt like home in North Carolina to coming here to Quantico where I didn't know anybody. I felt completely out of my element. Jack was starting school, which was another thing that just, it's hard to let your babies go sometimes, you know. So around that time, my sister had also been sick, and my generalized anxiety turned into hypochondria. And not just hypochondria, oh, I think I have a cold, but hypochondria, I am constantly worrying about my health and feeling like I am going to die. Every day you deal with that pain. Sorry, it's still fresh. So I dealt with that for a long time, to the point where I honestly thought I was going to have to be hospitalized because I just needed some help. And I was seeing a therapist, but she wasn't helping me that much. I tried a couple of antidepressants and they didn't work for me. Now, I will say I know that it is what other people do need. They absolutely need it, and it works for them, and I'm very happy for those people that find that as what works for them. And I'm in no way saying that you can give up your meds. Do what works for you. But for me, it didn't work. The first one that I tried made me feel angry. I was irritable. I just didn't like it. I didn't like how I felt. So I stopped that. And the second one, it just made me feel very strange. I woke up in the middle of the night. Of course, I'm laying still, and I felt like I was just speeding down the highway. I felt like I literally had that sensation of just going super fast. So I immediately knew this doesn't work for me. So I was starting to reach a point of feeling kind of hopeless and wondering is there anything that can get me out of this? Because I was just going deeper and deeper. So this is the first thing that helped me with my anxiety, and it was huge. Michael suggested that I try hypnosis. And I know a lot of people might hear, hypnosis and think it's some crazy thing where the guy with a watch is gonna hypnotize you. But no, it's amazing. If you open your mind to it and you let it work, I believe it can work all the time. I found an awesome hypnotist named Jason Lynette, who lives his office is in Franconia, Springfield area. I went to him the first session. I was already feeling better. And then the second session, he did this visualization, and I started to cry in the middle of our session because I felt such a weight lifted from my shoulders. And I remember being in this state of hypnosis, which, you can still control yourself even when you're hypnotized. But I felt such a relief that I started to cry even in the state of hypnosis. And I cried all the way home because it was just so amazing. So I continued to use my hypnosis apps on my phone, which I've shared before, and I'd be happy to share them again if you're interested. I use that, and it just helps calm my mind. So doing that brought me to a place where basically I could function again, where I could enjoy my children. Where I could just live life again, really. So that was the first thing. And then I was starting to feel better, but I still had, a little bit of anxiety. I'd still worry about things. I'd still have kind of crazy scenarios pop in my head. But it was manageable, but it's still not enjoyable. So fast forward a few months, that's when Michael found Plexus. And that's when he got me to try it. Like I said, I was a skeptic. I didn't want to have anything really to do with it, but I wanted to support him. So I started taking it. And at that time, I had no idea what good gut health meant. There have been all kinds of studies about how gut health affects all aspects of your life. And it can also help your mental health. And just Google gut health and mental health, gut health and anxiety, gut health and depression. You'll find all kinds of articles about it. So anyways, I was taking the Plexus for several months, and I was just starting to feel good. And I realized I wasn't worrying so much anymore. I used to pray obsessively about, please don't let this happen. Please make sure everything's okay. So I realized I wasn't doing that anymore. Of course, I still pray, but it's not an obsessive thing that I feel like I have to do, or bad things will happen. I pray because I'm grateful, and I pray, of course I still ask for protection for my family and everything, but it isn't coming from a place of worry. It's coming from my gratefulness and my love for God. So to have that, I think, is just the Plexus, and getting the gut health was really the last key for me. And of course, I feel also like the third thing, I've got hypnosis, good gut health, and of course the third thing, which is actually the very first thing, is my faith. I feel like I've grown in faith so much over the last year and a half, and it's just grown stronger. And I know I've posted on Facebook before to live with an attitude of gratitude, and that's what I've been trying to do, and it really has just changed my life. to live that way. So I just wanted to share that. If you are suffering from anxiety, if you know anyone else that has troubles with it, you can reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. If you're willing to give the Plexus a try, we have an awesome new product called Vital Biome, which is the one I said it actually brought me to tears when I saw that they were introducing this new product, because it has been clinically shown to help reduce stress and help reduce feelings of anxiety. And I've been taking it for a week or so now, and I felt great. I haven't had the obsessive worrying. I haven't had the crazy scenarios in my head. Can just live and enjoy everything. So, I'm sorry that was really long. But if there is anything that I can help you with, please message me, because I would love to share this with you. And if you have any questions, just send me a message.